Hey everybody, Jason with Rockhounding Life here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it would be fun to cut 3 different size agates from 3 different localities on 3 different types of saws. When I cut them, I'll go into a little bit of detail on the saws and what they're good for, the best kind of rocks you can cut with them, why I use it. First agate I'm going to cut today is this tiny little Gambiri agate from Africa. All of these agates I got from Highland Park. This little guy, I'm going to use my 6-inch Cab King trim saw. Perfect size for that saw. Second agate I'm going to cut is what they call an island agate. I believe this is from Asia somewhere. The locality is kind of a secret. I get these from Highland Park. They source them somewhere overseas, and they're pretty secretive on the location. But they're really cool agates. They're super waxy, as you can see, and they usually have really good banding in them. I have a window here that I can see. There's some pretty good banding in that one, but can't make out the colors. It's a little worn. So we're going to cut this one this way, and I'm going to use my High-Tech Diamond 10-inch slab saw for that one. That's the perfect size for that saw. And last but not least, this big fella here is an old stock 1970s Malawi agate nodule. It's a huge nodule. It's got lots of windows in it with really cool colors. Can't see it very well, but there's some reds in there, and I thought I saw some purple in that window there. Definitely some red in this window, so excited to cut that one. I'm probably going to cut it this way, and this agate's just a bit too big for my High-Tech Diamond 10-inch saw, so I'm going to use my 24-inch Highland Park slab saw for this one. So that's what we're going to do today. Thought it'd be fun, just 3 different agates cut on 3 different types of saws, and just talk a little bit about the saws as I'm doing it. So let's get started. We'll start with the tiny Gambiri agate from Africa. Okay, this saw is my 6-inch Cab King trim saw. I got this machine as my polishing unit for my cabs. These are 10,000, 14,000, and 50,000 grit wheels, respectively. And so I thought, I have my 8-inch Cab King that I use, which is right here on this side. And, I just wanted something that polished a little higher grit where I don't have to change my wheels on my 8-inch Cab King. So I got the 6-inch Cab King. The really cool thing about the 6-inch Cab King is that you can get this optional trim saw attachment. So instead of having another set of grinding wheels over here, you can get this 6-inch attachment arbor on it, which is great for what I need and what I use. So this was perfect for me. So I ended up setting this up, and right now I have what they call an agate slicer blade on there. You see me in my videos, I talk about blade safety and how most lapidary saw blades can't hurt you. Well, this one actually can damage your finger. It's really thin, and it's got tiny little serrated edges on it. If you do nick your finger on that, it will give you a little cut. So I'm always very diligent when using this. Plus, it's a small saw, so it doesn't have a lot of, the rock won't get caught on it. It won't catch through, so it's a pretty safe saw. I've used it quite a bit. As you can see, it's really dirty. I use it all the time. This is one of those blades where you really don't want to get your finger too close, so I'm extra careful when I'm using this. I don't use gloves because I can't really hold on to the smaller rocks when using gloves, but I'm always very diligent, wear safety goggles and all that stuff. So rest assured, safe machine to use. Just be a little more careful because of the blade. But first, just want to say, if you're interested in this setup, I am an affiliate with Cab King. I do have a code that you can use. You can get yourself 10% off accessories on the website. The code is RHLife, and our affiliate link is in the description. So you can just click on that link and use the code RHLife at checkout. You get 10% off accessories. So go over there, check it out. If you're interested, hook yourself up with a discount. So let's go ahead and cut this Gambiri agate. Okay, the next saw we're going to use today is my High-Tech Diamond 10-inch slab saw. So this is my favorite saw because it gets the most use. I cut medium-sized rocks with this saw. As you can see, it gets a lot of use, actually. It's pretty dirty. It's due for a cleaning. I just use it so much. It doesn't make sense to clean it every time, so I clean it maybe once every couple weeks. But the blade I use on this saw is a sintered lapidary blade. and it's a continuous blade. So this blade grinds. It doesn't cut as much. So basically there's diamonds impregnated on the blade here, and it basically just, grinds the rock away. If my hand slips and I touch this while it's running, it doesn't actually cut, and it doesn't hurt at all. It just rubs over my hand, and all good. I got a short video that shows me actually touching the blade with my thumb. I simulate kind of the rock pulling through and my finger hitting it, and no damage. Perfectly safe. Really great beginner blade and saw to use. Runs on water, not oil. So the tank is right here. Just pour water in the tank here, and just up to the bottom of your saw blade, and it just spins and collects water, keeps your rock wet, keeps the dust down. You always want to wear a respirator when using any saw. If you don't have a respirator, don't want to use a respirator, I recommend using one of these 3M N95 masks, the ones with the metal band up top here that can curve around your face. These are probably the next best thing after a respirator to use. So at least use one of these when cutting rocks. Silica dust is no joke. It gets in your lungs, and it can be really bad for your health long term. You don't want to do that. So I've been cutting rocks for 20 years and no issues with my lungs with respect to rock dust or anything like that, because I've been wearing masks every time that I do. So yeah, and always cut wet. That keeps the dust down. You don't want to cut dry. If I cut dry in here, I would have a cloud of silica dust go floating in the air, and you just don't want that. So definitely want wet cutting, saws that use oil or water to suppress the dust. So that's what you're looking for. But this saw is a great beginner saw, great entry saw into the hobby if you're looking to cut like those medium size rocks, 3 inches or so. Great tool. We are a High Tech Diamond affiliate as well, and you can use the code RHLife. Link in the description, affiliate link in the description, code RHLife at checkout, get you 10% off on that website as well. So go over there and check it out. So we're going to go ahead and cut the island agate on this saw. Okay, last but not least, we got the granddaddy of them all, the 24-inch Highland Park slab saw. This is my biggest saw by far, and I use this to cut all my big rocks that are essentially 6 inches and higher. It's a variable speed, 3 speeds. Right now I have it set on medium, but if you have like really hard materials like Montana agates, for example, and you don't want to ruin your blade, you could set it to the slow speed, go through them slow. If you're cutting fluorite, for example, I was cutting fluorite a couple weeks ago. I set it on the low or the high speed just because it can cut through it faster, and pretty versatile that way. Also has an automatic feed. Here's the automatic feed motor, and it moves back and forth on this glide rail. Really cool. It's got an automatic shut off, as most saws do, most newer saws anyway. And you can see the blade on it is a 24-inch serrated blade. So yeah, really cuts. This cuts I get on this blade are super smooth. If I'm polishing anything after taking it off this saw, I'm starting it on 400 grit because it's so smooth on the surface. Hardly any scratches at all. That's really the beauty of this saw. When I'm cutting, I just get a super smooth, awesome surface for working afterwards. I've cut 10-inch rocks. You can see I got this big stump here. I've cut this big tree stump on this saw, so it can take a rock 10 inches. If you're at the stage in your lapidary journey where you think you should upgrade to a bigger saw, I highly recommend Highland Park. I mean, these guys are pretty much taken over the lapidary industry with the amount of equipment they're making, what they're putting out, the quality of their machines. I mean, the steel on these machines, this isn't like the old style Highland Park machine from the 70s. This is like a newer design. It's thicker steel, higher quality steel. This thing weighs 800 pounds. I mean, if you're looking to go to the next level and become like, you know, you're going to sell, make show pieces, make, you know, shelf pieces. This is definitely a machine you want to think about getting. Maybe not 24 inch, maybe you can get an 18 inch, 20 inch, 24 inch. That makes different sizes. I just went bigger because, you know, I have bigger rocks that we find here in Nova Scotia, big stumps of petrified wood that I like to cut. So I got the 24 inch, but maybe that's not for you. If you want more information on Highland Park, feel free to reach out to me at the email address below in the description. I have no problem giving you information. I can put you in touch with the right people at Highland Park to get all the information you need. If you want a quote on a machine, anything like that, I can hook you up. So just let me know. So we're going to cut our old 1970s stock Malawi agate here. I'm excited about this one. I think it's got some wicked color. Hopefully some good banding in it. And yeah, let's get it on the vise and get to cutting. Okay, we're all viced up. I ended up putting it, I'm not going to cut it long ways, I'm going to cut it around the fat part of the agate. So I've lined it up so that I'm cutting at the thickest part on the width side. So it just fits better in the vise that way. So I'll end up having two nice sides for specimens. Hopefully no fractures. Hopefully it's a nice looking agate. So let's turn this on. Should take about 10 minutes to cut it. Okay, our agate is done, and we're going to check it out. Okay, it's flipped upside down, so I'm going to try to get this out of here without revealing the agate. I'm going to show all three. I haven't looked at the other two either, so just for a little blind reveal, just so we can see it together for the first time. So I'll try to get this out without looking at it, and then we'll go back to the table and then reveal all three. Okay, here are all three of our agates, and we'll start with the smallest one. Again, I have not looked. I took a couple slabs. I saw a little bit of the corner of this one, nothing huge though. So let's take a look at this together. And that one's got some really fine banding on the outside. Some nice color there, but for the most part, that's kind of a dud, really. I mean, some yellow banding and some white banding on the outside. It's really fine. And that large quartz center, there's a little bit of red in there. But, nothing really spectacular. No fractures in it. Here's the other little slab. A little more color in that one. So let's move on to the island agate. So I cut two slabs off this one. Here's what the rough side looked like on the outside. You see there is some banding there. A little bit of color on the top there. So let's look at the first cut. So it's got a carnelian caramel look to it. And here's the second slab I cut. You see a little color there. And there's some color popping up here. And then here's the main agate nodule itself. Really fine banding in there. There's a caramel to clear change there. I'm going to hold up one of these slabs to the light here. See, you got that nice carnelian look to it. And there's no fractures in it. So that's nice. These will make some nice cabs. Might run these in the vibratory tumbler, the slabs. But overall, pretty nice agate. So now we move on to the 1970 stock Malawi, and this is the one I was really looking forward to to looking at. Had some nice color windows, some nice windows on the outside of it. You see some color there, so I'm expecting some pretty good color. I was able to get it off the saw without looking at it, so let's take a look now. Oh, wow. Oh, that is a very, very, very nice play of colors. That's actually a very beautiful agate. There's kind of a hint of the pocket here. If it looks purple in there, that's really nice. The quartz, even the quartz, the solid quartz there, it's got like a cloud look to it. That's a really beautiful agate. Look at all the entry points where the water was coming in. Multiple points. And there is a fracture right here. And you know what? I was contemplating cutting it this way, the long way. And had I done that, I would have had a fracture-free agate, actually. That's too bad. Sometimes you don't know. I couldn't fit it on my saw that way, though. That was the only thing. It fit better the way I had it in there, but that's a really nice agate. I will polish this, and I will keep this as a specimen. This is so nice. Look at the orangey yellow and red. The banding's really nice on that. Very nice agate. Here's the other side. I think the other side looks even nicer. There's a nice little pocket down here. That's just really cool. I like the cloudiness look of the center of it. Super nice agate. The banding's really fine on the outside. Well, that made the video, I think. That was a nice agate. Really nice. Surprised at that. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Again, hope you got something out of that video with the saws. Again, if you're looking to upgrade or get into the hobby and you need to buy some equipment, again, our affiliate links for all these machines are in the description below. Code RHLife on all those sites. Get yourself a discount. So with that said, I want everybody to have a great week, a great weekend, and we'll catch you in the next one.